A battleground seems like an unlikely place to fall in love. But it happened to Paul Holton.
I fell in love with the Iraqi people.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
As a longtime interrogator for the Army National Guard, Paul Holton spent 14 months trying to earn the trust of Iraqis during the last war.
So I had this close tie to them. So it changed the way I looked at everything, looked at the war, looked at, they became very close to me.
The conditions and at times 150-degree temperatures were tough. And in this harsh place, it was a child's cry that led to a big change in Paul Holton's life.
And I motioned to her to come forward.
Someone had given Holton a teddy bear. He gave it to the scared girl, who stopped crying.
It was at that moment that I became very emotional. I had to hold back my own emotions because I thought, well, hey, look at what I just did through this stuffed animal. Even this child stopped crying. She has this big smile on her face now, and maybe I could do this over and over again as often as I come in contact with kids.
Holton blogged about his experience. His pen name was Chief Wiggles, and his blog about life in Iraq had a following, so he asked people to send him toys.
So within a matter of days, I had hundreds of emails from people that wanted to participate, and then thousands of boxes of toys started flooding me at Baghdad through the Army's military mail system.
The effort snowballed. More people sent more toys.
So many at one point, I got a letter from the Pentagon, a cease and desist letter.
At one of Saddam Hussein's abandoned palaces, Holton found an old bus.
And this became the Chief Wiggles bus. So we'd fill the bus full of toys, and then whenever we had a few minutes, we would go out into Baghdad, into the streets, and we'd go into poor neighborhoods, and we started throwing these toys out the windows. Oh, and it was incredible. I mean, the throngs of kids would just come running and chase us down.
Holton and his fellow soldiers took the toys to hospitals and this orphanage for disabled children.
But you could see the expression on their face the minute you handed them a little doll, and they just clung to this like they'd never felt something so soft. You could tell that it made a difference in their lives and put a smile on their face. And for a moment, maybe their life would have been better than it had been.
Holton kept blogging and more people kept giving. 5 years later, long after Holton left Iraq, the effort continues as Operation Give. The generosity of strangers consistently fills the Salt Lake warehouse.
Well, I'm overwhelmed that it's gone this long and it's still showing up. Because every day there'll be a pallet of stuff show up. FedEx will bring over here. I mean, it just keeps coming.
Hygiene kits and crutches, balls and bicycles, even sewing machines and shovels, so men and women can start their own businesses and provide for their families.
Elaine, you can use this one.
Most donations head for Iraq, but there's enough to send to other parts of the world. Holton's employer, Federal Express, donates the shipping.
I have no words to describe really what the amount and the number of miracles that have happened.
Despite all the work, Keon Holton says her husband has not neglected what's most important in their lives.
I think he's the best father in the whole world. He is really good father. I wish I had a father like him.
So a father and a husband, soldier and humanitarian, started something big with a small toy.
And I became a believer in small things.
And found love and himself in the most unlikely place.
I found them to be somewhat like me in many ways, and not so different after all.
For his pioneering spirit and humanitarian efforts, Paul Holton is a pioneer of progress.